Hey, everybody, welcome to Love and Reload, the voice of the relocation industry. I am your host, Ben Cross, and I'm so blessed, honored, and frankly, pumped up to be here with my good friend, Erica Burton from Chase. Erica, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm just fantastic. How are you? I'm excited to
I
see
am
your face.
excited. This is great. This is amazing. If you're watching us right now, get in the comments. This is gonna be a fun show. Erica is one of my favorite people in this business to just hang out with and talk to and just chop it up. So we're gonna have a good time today. We're gonna be talking a little bit about contributions by Black Americans to culture, to society, everything from inventions and innovations to pop culture, music, movies. We're going to be covering the whole gamut. Um, and I want to hear your thoughts too out there in the audience. What are you thinking out there? Let's get you checking in right now. If you're watching us right now, hit that like button a whole bunch of times. Send a bunch of love to Erica. Erica, where in the world are you right now?
I am in Columbus, Ohio, where I'd rather be is on a beach somewhere, but for now
You
I'm in
stay on a
rainy
beach,
Columbus,
Erica.
Ohio.
Erica, you travel so much. You go to these amazing locations. Where was the last place you went to outside the country?
Outside of the country would have been Isla Mujeres in Mexico, and I actually have a fantastic one coming up that I'll share with everyone because it's a similar island called Holbox, Mexico, that I leave to go on at the end of the month. So I'll follow me on Facebook. I'll share some fun experiences, but I'm looking forward to it because it's another small island like that one.
Wow. You, how do you find these places? You
So I
show me
have some.
pictures of the most amazing resorts. You got like people cooking for you. You got people making cocktails for you. Like, how do you even like find these places?
So it's a two part. So my mom is a travel agent, which a lot of you got to meet my mom if you were at the CRC meeting a couple years ago. And then I also have some friends who absolutely love Mexico who make it a point to go and find different spots that are kind of off the beaten path than the normal, population would go to. So I know people that know people that know people, Ben. Kind of like you.
I'm putting this question out there right now. I want to know, where was the last place you traveled to outside the U.S.? I just put that in the comments. I want to get everybody weighing in here. We're going to get some shout outs here. Who's checking in? Ray Abbott. This question is not for you, Ray. Ray's in Vancouver, British Columbia. Ray, where was the last place you traveled to outside of Canada and the U.S.? I'd love to know. Lindsay Altman, EB.
Hello, Lindsay. Yeah,
Lindsay's
I'm excited to
awesome.
know too. I might be able to add something onto my list for this year. So
Yes,
bring them
definitely.
on. Let me know where you guys have been.
Where y'all going? Barbara Ebersole. What a
Hey,
wonderful way to
Bart.
spend a Thursday.
Happy Thursday. That is one of my colleagues. Hi, Bart. Thank you and welcome.
Jenny Holler.
Holler back, girl.
What's up? It's good to see you, Jenny. Faye Hawksworth. Hey guys, what's up, Faye?
Hey, Faye.
Let me tell you, Faye and Nathan Brinker. Nathan, I am so sorry. I apologize profusely. You invited me to the Waste Management Open out there in Phoenix, and I think I had a family commitment or something. The pictures that y'all posted from that event were
Yes.
ridiculous. They were amazing. My family
Yes.
does
I was
not
I
know the
was checking it out too.
sacrifices I make to be
Checking it
with
out
them.
too. How you doing, Nate? Yeah, it did look amazing. And it looked like
Amazing.
there might have been a concert or something that I'm like, who is it? Who's that on stage?
Seriously, Nathan, I'm so sorry. Please consider me next year. I saw Faye, I think, out there. I'm not sure. Doug Barnett, hey, Ben and Erica, happy Thursday from the Lou.
Hello from the Lou, Doug.
What's up in the Lou? Stephanie Aker in Chicago. Erica, I miss you.
Hey, Steph, I miss you too, girlie.
Let's see here. Alan Grantham, Icy St. Louis. Easy E on a Thursday. She puts the E in Chase.
Uh-oh, that is
Is
G Money.
is it true that it was Chaz before? Is that true? Yeah,
I don't
I'll
know
have to
about
ask
that.
Jamie Dimon. I'll have to call Jamie up and be like, "What's
Yeah,
it?"
I don't know about that, but that's G Money, the man and the man.
I got to meet Alan at a Houston an HRP meeting and really get to know him and Lindsay. Phenomenal people. Shout out to those folks. Yvette Bird in the house.
Hey there, how are you? Miss Bird, nice of you to join.
Yeah, this is what's up here. Brian Brooks checking in from rain-soaked Columbus, Ohio.
Hey, Brian. Oh, yep, he knows about it. We're in the same area, so yes, raining, cats, dogs, and everything else, and the wind's blowing.
Shout out to E.E. Ward, who's been on the show recently, and Brian
Yes,
Brooks for their award that they won. Judy Peruski, Canada. She went to Canada. I guess we're going to count that. She went to Canada.
I
Barbara,
think that's good.
the traveling queen. Jana Chezanowski checking in from Rio de Janeiro.
Yes. Hey, girl.
What's up, Jana? Good to see you. As always, Team Glow in the house. March 2020, Mexico. That was pre-COVID. That's right when COVID hit.
Nice.
Mexico. Okay.
What part of Mexico? I'm curious now since I'm going to be close.
Yeah, Mexico. Whereabouts? Jana was in Cartagena recently, Colombia. Nice. Caribbean. Can't wait. So needed. Winters in Oahu, Hawaii.
Wow. I'm jealous, Alan. Man.
Okay. All right. Tom Brune. I covered rock drummers. So how about a top 5 jazz drummers? We got a top 5 jazz drummers. Elvin Jones, Max Roach, Jack DeJohnette, Jonathan Blake, Tyshawn Sorey, last place out of the country, Barcelona. You're answering all the questions, Tom.
Yeah, I got to say something. I got to give a shout out to Tom. When we were at ERC in Chicago, we all went to connect and go out to lunch. And there were some kids playing with playing the drums on like those
buckets
and stuff. Tom went up and rocked it. Maybe I'll share that on somewhere on a social media.
You got a video of
rocked it like nobody's business. And I'm like, man, he's really good at this.
Tom, shout out to Tom with the drums on the sticks. Jamie Massler, Stormy, Mississippi. Jack Jampel. Hey, Erica and Ben. What's up, Jack?
Hey, Jack.
Good to see Jack. And then Betsy Ortolano.
Hey, Betsy. I know her well.
Now, isn't Betsy now the new president of CRC? Is that right?
She is. She is the new president of CRC.
She had some big shoes to fill.
She does, and you know what? She's got them. She's got this, and I am so excited.
She's got the big feet necessary.
Yeah, her feet are bigger than mine, and she's taller than me, so she's good.
Oh, Betsy, she's gonna punch me in the arm when I see her. Yvette, what's up? This is great. Mike Falia checking in from Southern California.
Hi, Mike.
Stephanie wants to see the video.
Okay, great, Stephanie. I got you.
Our girl Carrie Takamatsu's on.
Hey, Carrie.
Jennifer Rodriguez in the house. GNR. Another CRC. That's great. Detroit's in the house. That's what's up. So, Erica, when we were talking about, what are we going to talk about on the show? Because, we could talk about anything forever, but we were talking about it and you had this amazing idea. And I just wanted you to kind of tell us a little bit about what inspired you to talk about the contributions made by Black Americans.
Well, let me see. Let me start off with the first one. My skin color. And then secondly, because I feel like, I've been a participant of the show previously. I've watched shows. I've been in the comments. I got my little badge that makes me feel important as part of Love and Reload. But the biggest thing is it's Black History Month. And I felt like, this is a time to celebrate the brown folks in the industry. You've been open to it before on the show. And I think, a lot of people know me for what I do in my career, where I work at. And I thought this was just be a fun opportunity to just share some of the Black successes that people may not always know about. I grew up in a neighborhood where it was Black and white. Well, we were taught Black history, but I know in certain areas and regions, not everybody had the same opportunity to know, why were, some of the inventions by, Black people important. And so I thought, what better way to share it than my friends and family on Love and Reload.
I love it. I love it. So let's play a little game then. We got a little game we prepared here. So we're going to start here because there's a lot of different contributions. So we kind of figure we break them into categories for y'all. So if you're watching at home right now, hit that like button right now. And I want y'all to play along with me. So Erica's going to quiz me and I want y'all to play along. And Erica, break down the game for us. What's the game we're playing?
All right. So basically I have put together some inventions that are specifically by white people and then also specifically by Black people. And so as the list comes up, I'm going to challenge you and others who can get in the comment section to say, well, which one is a lie? So basically the game is there's going to be 3 inventions that are listed and you guys are supposed to tell me which one was not invented by a Black person.
Okay, so 2 inventions are invented by Black inventors. 1 invention is invented by a non-Black inventor. And we're going to guess which one was not invented Which
Correct.
one was not invented by a black inventor? Okay.
You need to repeat that to yourself.
I think we got it. I hope we got it. Do y'all have it? Put in the comments. Are y'all ready to play this game? Let me know out there. We got Johnny Marsh checking in. This is
John
great.
Marsh.
What's up, y'all? I want to see y'all in the comments. Are y'all ready to play right now with us? Put it in there. Hit that like button. I'm a little nervous, Erica. I don't know if I have. I feel like I'm fairly well versed on Black history. I don't know if I know every invention, but
Guess
we're
what?
gonna see.
If you don't, this is an opportunity for you to learn something new today.
Yes, I'm gonna learn something. We got people are ready here. Doug Barnett's ready. That's what's up. All right, sounds good. Let's shall we? Shauna's ready. Everybody's ready. Okay, this is great. People are ready. Barbara Ebersol's ready. Look at this. Y'all playing with us. I love it. Look at this. It's a community. All right. Oh, what do we got here? What are we starting with, Erica?
So we're going to start with a folding chair, air brakes, or a pacemaker.
Okay. Folding chair, air brakes, or a pacemaker. Air brakes, I believe. I'm so bad at. I'm already lost.
Well, hold on. Don't you answer yet. You might actually know. Let's see what the comments are first, and then I'll ask you your answer. Let's see what comments people are getting.
Should we give a prize away?
Absolutely.
I think we should give a prize away. Don't Google it, y'all. I want you to play this game straight up. We got a ton of people here. Hit that like button right now. I want to see comments in here. We got people guessing here.
Yeah.
We got guesses. We got Tom Bruin saying pacemaker. We got Barbara saying chair. We got another pacemaker here. So we think the pacemaker is the non-black invention. We got air brakes here. We got air brakes here. All right. Let's see here. We got
Carrie. All right. Okay. I see
we got
some
a lot
comments.
of pacemakers.
I see some comments.
Let's see here. All right. So, let's give a.
All right, Ben, what's your answer?
My answer, I'm going to go with the cumulative answer of the crowd. I'm going to trust the wisdom of the crowd here. So we've got 2 pacemakers, 3 pacemakers, 4 pacemakers. We got 4 pacemakers. I'm going to guess the pacemaker is the invention that was not invented by a black inventor. That the folding chair and the air brakes were. Am I correct, Erica? Erica's like, forget this. I got better things to do. We got people saying pacemaker here. Heather's giving Erica a shout out. Erica, did I lose you? Flip it. There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I can't hear you. 1 second.
You're not missing much. It's okay. Probably start syncing to your Bluetooth speaker somewhere upstairs. Your nephew's probably running around with like me and his headphones right now. Okay, this is interesting. All right. I'm Ben Cross, and I'm here to present you with Black History Month inventions. All right, Erica's back with us. There you go.
All right.
All right, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Okay, so we got a couple people saying chair, Holler saying chair. Okay, so I'm going to go with pacemaker. I think that's the crowd has answered pacemaker. I'm going pacemaker.
The correct answer is air brakes.
Air brakes.
Yes.
So that means a black inventor invented both the folding chair and the pacemaker.
That is correct. And I have had a family member who has benefited from the pacemaker. So woo woo. Yeah.
I have a lot of family members that have benefited from folding chairs.
Oh, there you go.
Every reunion, card games, some wrestling fans. Yeah, so this is good. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's see here. Let's see. Brilliant. Been streaming into Bluetooth across town. Yes. Okay, let's do another one. You got another one for me?
All right. Light bulb, blood bank, and fountain pen.
I love a fountain pen. Do I have one on me right now? I might have one. Here, I got it as like.
Oh, look at you! Who made it?
Look.
Oh, look at you, Glomo! Yes.
Glomo made it. All right. Light bulb. Well, light bulb, blood bank, or fountain pen. What do y'all think out there? Guess. Let these come in here. John is laughing. John is laughing at me. That's great. Let these guesses come in here. I mean, one stands out to me here. We got Doug Barnett saying light bulb. Doug is on it today.
I may have made this a little too easy. So Doug, if everybody doesn't get in the comment section,
no, but you know what? People don't know Thomas Edison was black.
Ish. Yes.
I'm throwing. He's black, like Anthony Anderson. He's blackish. All right, let's go. Okay, okay, so we know our white history. That's what I'm hearing right here. We know our white
Yes.
history. Light bulb. Okay, was light bulb the correct answer?
That is the correct answer.
Light bulb. Okay, and I do believe that was Edison invented
Yes.
the light bulb.
Good job. Good job. Yes.
Okay. All right. All right.
All right,
Sounds
let's
good.
keep going. What's the next one? All right, the next one is air traffic control, mechanical television, or the clothes dryer.
Air traffic control. My buddy TJ is an air traffic controller on Long Island. That's a very good paying job.
Call him for your one
People
pass.
need to know that. They say it's one of the most stressful jobs too, is air traffic control. But every time I call him, he's on a break. And they play cards on the job. It's really.
Is he on the show? Is he listening in right
probably
now?
Probably not. He's probably on a break. He only listens in probably when he's on the clock. All right, y'all. I want to know what you think. Air traffic control, mechanical television, or clothes dryer. What is the invention that was not invented by a black inventor?
And I did try to add in some stuff like related to what we do. We all travel. You know, some of the other things that'll come up are things that we use as part of our mobility jobs and what we do. So
Barbara was first with a TV, Mike Falia, air traffic control, Jamie Closer. We're all over the board here. Jenny saying air traffic. She didn't say nothing about the control. TV,
Stephanie saying, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 2 TVs and 2 air traffic controls so far. We got a dryer here. You know,
what's your answer, Ben?
The dryer. People are saying, yeah, I don't know what a mechanical television is, but I'm gonna go with I think the television was not invented by a black inventor.
You are absolutely correct. So everybody in the comment section that guessed mechanical television, that was one that was not created by a black person.
So that means the clothes dryer, which is a fantastic invention, highly recommend.
Do you do laundry? You help your wife?
Listen, I want to lie to you right now, but she might be watching, and then
she'll make a lie. Do you help your wife with laundry?
Yes, I do.
A lie.
Oh man, 2 truths and a lie. I help my wife with the laundry. I cook my own food, and I make my own cocktails.
Yep.
And what do y'all think's the lie there? Yeah, it's the laundry.
All right, let's do another one. This is fun.
Let's do another one. We are having fun here.
All right, potato chips. I love some potato chips.
I'm a big fan of all of these things, to be completely honest with you.
Yes, they're all beneficial too. Potato chips, elevator, and camera. Which one was not invented by?
All right. Well, okay. I mean, potato chips. I mean, anybody could have invented the potato chips. The elevator. I feel like that's a pretty sophisticated invention that would have required a lot of resources. The cameras. You know what? What do y'all think about this? I'm gonna put this out to people. Barbara Ebersole saying the elevator. Hit that like button right now. By the way, we got a whole bunch of people on LinkedIn. Right, y'all are having fun with. If y'all having fun with us, hit that like button right now. Throw a heart out there to Erica out there in Columbus. I want to know. We got people saying camera. We got a couple elevator pitches here. We got potato chips. This is great. Erica again just quit them. She's like, you know what? You're taking too much time, entirely too much. We got a lot of cameras here. Look at this. Francine says hi, Erica, and Erica leaves. She's like, that's all I had to hear. Hey, Erica.
Hey.
Hey. All right. So we got a lot of cameras here. I tend to agree. I think the camera's been around for like a long time. Not that means anything, but I just think.
And the correct answer is the camera is correct. So if you guess camera in the comment section, winner, chicken dinner.
You know what though? Elevator is a very impressive invention. I mean, potato chip is probably the best invention of all 3 of these things.
Yes,
but the elevator, that's sophisticated. I actually rode in one of the first elevators on the West Coast. It was actually, if you go to the Gaslamp District in San Diego and you stay at the Ramada Inn, because that's how I used to live. In that elevator, the elevator in that hotel is one of the first elevators installed on the West Coast. And people forget how scary it was to ride on an elevator when they first came out. And that's why they had elevator operators to chill people out. And
Yes.
it's the same, you know what I think right now? It's the same thing with these driverless vehicles. People are freaked out by it, but that's the
Yes.
same way people are feeling with the elevator.
Well, it's funny because my first time in an elevator where I didn't have to push the button, it was in Chicago, and I'm going, where's the button? How do I get to the right floor? Not realizing the little keypad outside, you push it. I'm like, oh. And then I'm like, well, what elevator do I go to? So you see A through D, but then you see 1 through 4. I'm like, well, which one is the number versus the letter? And which elevator do I get on?
Yeah. Yeah, elevator's still scary. All right, let's do we have another one?
We
All
do.
right,
We have
y'all.
one more. Yes.
Yes, one more. Is this the last one right here?
This is the last one. Let's see how you
Wow,
guys
this is
did
the
out of
grand
5.
finale. The grand finale here.
All right.
Look, Faye's fired up here. What do
Five.
you got for us,
I
Erica?
have gas mask, basketball, and traffic light.
Well, I think I know this one. What do y'all think out there? Hit that like button right now. Yes, people are watching. This is great. People are into this game right now. How are y'all doing out there? How many people got them all right? If you got them all right, leave it in the comments. Let me know what you think. Gas mask, basketball, traffic light, Richard Majewski. Well, you mean a lift. Ever been on a
Yes, a list.
paternoster?
Depending
Crazy.
on who you ask.
What's a paternoster? Oh my gosh, that's
I've never heard of that, but I'm writing it down because now I'm curious.
it sounds dirty. All right. Mike Falia says basketball. Jenny Holler says gas mask. Barbara Ebersol says basketball. Doug Barnett, traffic light. We got our first traffic light. Stephanie Aker, basketball. Gas mask, basketball. Oh, we got people. People are using the emojis.
Yeah, you bet.
So far, all wrong. Jenny Holler says. So Jenny says so far, all wrong. And Jenny guessed. What did Jenny guess? She came out early, hot, early.
I think she said gas mask.
She did. So
just a little hint, Jenny, you went 0 for 5. So hopefully I don't have to ever play basketball with you with a game of horse because I would not choose you for my team.
This is great. We got a lot of people saying traffic lights, gas mask. You know, I'm going to go here with Yvette Bird because I do believe I know my white history. And I believe that Dr. Naismith invented the game of basketball. So I imagine he invented the ball as well.
He did. You are correct. Basketball is the correct answer.
Wow. So if you look at traffic lights, though, I like that. That's a good invention right there.
Think about it. Like if you know, so for some of those folks that grew up out in the country, some of them didn't even have traffic lights. So to think now, what controls crazy Chicago traffic, crazy California traffic? You know, all the new inventions of it started off on, you know, just a pole and then going across, you know, electrical wires and lanes that go all different directions. So yeah, pretty cool. So every time you go to a traffic light, you can think, oh, I played a game and I learned a little bit about the traffic light.
Look at that. Look at that.
Go Stephanie. All 5.
Black
you go,
inventors.
girl.
There you go. All 5. Look at that. Jenny.
That's impressive. Jenny.
Poor Jenny. Just give her a hug. Somebody send her an air fryer. We love Jenny. Amy just joining. Hi, Ben and
Amy.
Eric.
Welcome.
What's up? Hit that like button. Let us know if you're out there right now. We appreciate y'all. I hope you learned something. I did too. Now I'm thinking about the Super Bowl. We all just watched the Super Bowl this past weekend. It's the most widely watched television event of the year here in the United States. And it was a big deal this year because the halftime show was an entirely hip hop act. And it was a really big deal. What did you think about the halftime show?
I needed more. I wanted more. I have probably never watched a Super Bowl while I was up on my feet the entire time, dancing, rocking it out, you know, just fist bumping. Like I felt it. It may have dated me just a little bit, and knowing the songs a little bit too well and like somewhat revealing my age. But I'll tell you what, my mom and dad were here and I had a couple of friends here. And for my mom and dad to say they enjoyed it was pretty impressive because they are strictly one genre only. But just knowing the history of those that were on the Super Bowl was like, this is pretty cool. And my dad, who is so chill, he's sitting back on the couch. And I'm like, you never even dance or move. So I thought that was pretty cool. And yes, Barb, Mary J., I want to be her when I grow up. She nailed, like everybody was great. Everybody.
Let me ask everybody that's watching right now, what did you think of the Super Bowl halftime show? Who was your favorite act? Put in the comments. I thought it was super interesting that, and I think one year I think Beyonce performed. I think there's been a couple. I think my wife told me Missy Elliott performed one
Yep.
year, but
Prince.
Prince, yeah, but it was the first time that it felt like a black halftime show. It was the first time that it felt like it was rap music, it was hip hop, it was Mary J. Blige, the queen of hip hop R&B. I mean, like it was amazing. My favorite, frankly, was the Dre and Snoop. Just like that, just felt like home to me. Like when Dre and Snoop was like coming out. I mean, it felt like 1992.
Do you know how
That
to
was my
crip
favorite
walk,
part.
Ben?
I think I'm gonna hurt myself if I do
I
that.
don't
No,
know
I
how
never,
either.
I never learned. I never learned how to crip walk. I never learned how to do the gritty either. That was a little, frankly, that was a little after me, to be honest with me. Back when I was young enough to actually do it, if we did it, we would have got probably shot at. So we didn't mess around throwing up fake gang signs or any kind of thing like that.
Yeah,
If you
no,
weren't
not at
if you weren't
all.
about it, you weren't trying to do that kind of stuff. We got people checking in here. Go Bengals! It was awesome. Judy saying excellent.
Yes,
Barb saying
Judy.
awesome show, long overdue. It's funny you talk about your parents. I watched it with my mom and my stepfather as well, and my kids and my wife. And my kids were dancing. My mom even like recorded it and like watched it twice in a row, which
Nice.
is funny because my mom was always like, "Turn that off," you know what I mean? Growing up, she was all, so
Where you get that music from? Who you been hanging out with? Who's your friends,
you would
Ben?
have to go. We would have to go to the mall. Remember, I don't know if about you, but remember like when the explicit like lyrics thing came
Yes.
out on the CDs, and like you had to. I mean, me personally, I don't know about you, you or how old you are or anything, but when I go to the mall and I was like under 18 or whatever it was, you'd have to like figure out a way to get to buy the CDs or buy the records because they wouldn't sell them to you. And now like it's on the halftime show, so it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think I actually use one of my best friends, my best friend Trina. I use her sister a lot for underage activities. So,
Shout out to Trina and her sister. That's great. Amy
oh,
Snoop was
Amy
Amy's
Snoop,
favorite.
Snoop fan, yes.
DJ Lizzie Beats, Dre, Snoop,
Dre, Snoop, Eminem. It was all epic. Yes, totally agree.
Yeah, you saying Ice Cube should have came out. Yeah, interesting.
I think another moment for me was listening to Dre play the piano because there's obviously other songs around that, and so for me it was like, oh, this is powerful. And then at the end with Mary saying no more, like we're moving forward. This generation is not the same generation we dealt with years ago. So for me, there were messages in different pieces, and I know it's been talked about on the internet, but specifically like Snoop wanted to wear a bandana to rep who he was. They told him no. What did his outfit turn out to
It
be?
was
An
it was a blue
entire
bandana.
yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think there's a lot to be said for expression like that, right?
Yes. Most definitely.
Super interesting. Best
Snoop
halftime show
Dogg.
since Bruno Mars.
Danny
There you
said
go.
best halftime show since Bruno Mars. Yes, yes.
People, Eminem, of course. I'm from Detroit. You heard the joke, of course, right? Eminem performed at the halftime show, and Matt Stafford in the Super Bowl was the closest the Lions are going to make it ever. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Mike Falia, you could tell that Dre was really in awe of the performance. I think he really appreciated the magnitude of it.
Yes, it was amazing.
Yeah, it was special. And you know what? You talk about you needed more. It's because it felt like they crammed a lot of acts in there
Yes.
that could have all kind of stood on their own, you know?
Yes.
And it did feel like you needed more. It felt like it was a little rushed to me, if I was to be critical, because each one of those artists has such a big catalog
Yes.
that like to only hear one or two songs kind of felt like I wanted more. And
Yeah.
and I think they were trying to like and that's the thing, like because this is the first time and the only time that they've really made a rap halftime show. You had to try to represent so many things. I mean, they
Yes.
were repping Inglewood because that's where the Super Bowl was. So they were repping Inglewood, and Compton and all that. The LA side with Dre and Snoop, and then you go and then you bring in 50 from the East Coast, which was kind of like a different era almost, and then you
Yes.
bring in M from Detroit, who is probably the highest selling hip hop artist of all time,
Yes.
and then Mary represents like the R&B kind of vibe. It was a lot going on there that could have all, frankly, I would have liked to take a deeper dive maybe with
Oh no, most definitely.
individually.
Even down to the setup, how cool it was going from room to room, up to the roof, down the piano. Dre even, mixing up the music and like seeing his face check out, like, we did this. We did this.
People don't realize what a great producer Dr. Dre is, and people also don't realize what a great entrepreneur he is as well.
Correct.
Like,
He's more than music.
yeah, I mean, he's worth, I don't know what he's worth nowadays, almost maybe $1 billion, because he invented the Beats headphones.
Yes.
So he sold those to Apple Music, I think, and Jimmy Iovine and those people. So I mean, and I think that's another underreported thing when people talk about rap music and everything. People focus a lot of times on on the lyrics or whatever, the tropes, but they miss a lot of times the fact that there's a lot of entrepreneurship going on with the music.
Yes, no, most definitely. Hey, Spank and Bank, welcome, Christina. Glad you loved it.
Look at this. Richard Majewski, I was asleep by halftime, exhausted, trying to understand the rules. When are you guys going to start kicking the ball around?
Richard, I love you. You're
Thanks
awesome.
for playing, Richard. I appreciate you just showing up sometimes, Richard. Heather Jameson, loved it. Made me realize I was old. Halftime target audience 40 to 55. I wanted more time. Detroiters were happy to see Stafford win. Yeah, it's been a long time. 90s.
Brought me back to the 90s. Yes. I'm a 90s baby too, without giving my age away. So yeah, it definitely took me back into a happy place where you actually understood the lyrics and what people were even talking about, real life experiences versus this craziness sometimes some of these rappers are doing now.
Well, you know what? Okay, so what's funny about that though was back in '92, this was considered crazy also. I mean, you remember when they were steamrolling CDs and boycotting stuff. I mean, it's interesting because we talk about kids these days, right? But every generation's been talking about kids these days. And I think this is actually a good kind of segue, also to talk about, Black contribution to pop culture and music specifically has been going on for 100 years.
Yes.
And we talk about it, nowadays in terms of rap music and hip hop. But I mean, this goes back to the blues, to the early 1900s, and you think about artists like Elvis.
Yes.
Elvis had so many #1 records and was such an amazing sensation. I mean, he was probably the biggest star of his era.
And everybody liked him, no matter what color you were, where you lived, where you grew up. Yes.
Well, everybody liked him because he's playing black music. So he was getting his songs from Little Richard, and he was getting his songs from, oh gosh, I'm really out of my depth right now. People get, Chuck Berry and all those folks. In fact, I think they said, was it Lena Horne? Oh no, it was Mama Thornton or something who did Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog.
Yes, that's where it originated, and how many people over have made that song.
Yeah, and there's a lot. So as we were thinking about this, I actually did a little research on some of this stuff as well, and I kind of like Googled it, frankly. And I guess I'm curious to hear from the audience and to hear from you, Erica. Are there songs out there that you knew as a black artist had done, and then was like covered by a white artist, and maybe was made even more popular? I was curious to anything.
Yeah, I mean, literally, there's so many that I feel like people would be amazed to Google them themselves. Like, oh wait, I thought this was this artist versus that. Like, pretty much more than you realize, more than 50% of the songs that have come out were originated by Black artists and Black musicians. So yeah, more than you realize. I mean, I know you and I had spoke about some of our famous or fun ones, some of the blues of, there's even different kind of blues. There's female blues people that have done blues. And, typically when we think of blues, we think of a man with a deep voice and, his little horn or his drums or his guitar. But there were a lot of females who were blues artists who could manipulate their voice to sound like that raspy, I got the blues voice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. Absolutely. Yeah, so I put a link in there. Some of the ones that kind of popped out, Hound Dog, Big Mama Thornton did it, and then Elvis covered it. Pat Boone covered Little Richard's Tutti Frutti
Yeah.
to a lot of success. The Kingsmen and Richard Berry. So Louie. Yeah, that one was actually a Richard Berry song originally. This one was actually, I had this moment actually talking to my dad. I hope my dad's not on here. He's probably not gonna be mad. He's gonna be cool. But I was listening. I went through a Bob Marley phase, I think, as we all did. And I shot the sheriff. I was bumping I Shot the Sheriff. And I remember my dad, I think it was my dad, maybe it was my mom, I think it was my dad, was like, "Oh, that's an Eric Clapton song." And I was like, "No, I'm pretty sure it's a Bob Marley song."
Yeah.
And we went back and forth, and then I looked up. Okay, well, I didn't realize Clapton did it, and then I looked up the release date, and a lot of people think it was an Eric Clapton song, and it actually went to #1 on the Billboard charts when Clapton did it.
Yes,
but it was a Bob Marley song, so I think that just kind of illustrates a little bit. I don't know. I think there's a lot of hidden contributions, much like the inventions that you were talking about before.
Yeah, and there are movies where there's a couple of movies out there that are predominantly Black movies where the song was created by a white person or a non-Black person, but would only get played if it was reproduced or resung by a white person, depending on, whether it was in the South or the North or where it was. So, I mean, even from that standpoint, the record may have been played, made, the lyrics, everything about the record, but you couldn't go play it at a radio station and say, well, this is actually Little Richard, or this is actually this artist versus that artist. And so they would re-record him. In some cases, it would go off the charts with no one ever knowing who originally did that song.
Yeah, and Tom
Ella Fitzgerald, yes.
Tom Broom I didn't know this. Tom's a music historian. Half the songs on the first 2 Led Zeppelin albums were originated by Black blues artists. That's another thing, right? Led Zeppelin, we think about that as classic rock.
Yes.
Just like we think about the Rolling Stones as classic rock. And Tom, I'd love to hear your thought on this. I think the Rolling Stones are actually a blues band dressed up like a rock band. And the more I listened to them, and the more I kind of did a little bit of research on it, they got their name, the Rolling Stones. They were calling around to get booked as an act, and they said, "Well, what's the name of your band?" And he didn't have a name for the band, so he looked down at a record on the floor, and it was a Muddy Waters record, and the first track on the Muddy Waters record was Rolling Stone, and so he told him his band's name was Rolling Stones, and that's how they got booked. And so
Yes.
when you listen to Manish Boy and you listen to some of these songs by Muddy Waters, and you hear a lot of the same riffs that you hear with the Rolling Stones, and it's just really interesting. Richard's making the connection there too, right? All very interesting, just like Brit acts who sing with American accent. Most of them do.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's
I always thought that was interesting, like Olivia Newton-John, like how she has her accent and all of a sudden she can make her voice sound just like plain English.
Oh, yeah.
How'd she do that?
Well, yeah, I mean, and Nicole Kidman or Russell Crowe or these actors from other parts. Idris Elba.
Yes. Oh,
Idris Elba.
Okay.
Elba.
Love me some Idris, and I did not know. I saw, when he first came on the set, watch his movies, and he did an interview. I'm like, why is he talking like that?
More or less sexy with the accent?
More,
right? You thought he was a 10 and he was an 11. Yeah. You're like, oh my gosh, stop. Yeah, that's great. Let me ask you about music. What is your favorite Black music genres, artists, songs? What are your thoughts?
All right. So those that know me know that I love Motown. And so I'll tell you why I have a love of Motown, and then tell you my favorite song to see if anybody can guess who the artist is.
Hold on, we're getting all of a sudden now people coming out on the comments. All of a sudden the comments start lighting up. I thought y'all left.
More.
I thought y'all left. Look at this. I thought y'all left. I never even see Kathy checking in for the first time. Thanks, Kathy. Hit that like button sexy right now.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here for it.
Throw what? Huh? Yeah. Huh? What? Yeah.
Who did you say, Idris? Who'd you say? No. So for me growing up, and I don't know, depending on your age, for us on Saturday mornings, when you heard the record drop and it was 99% of the time Motown music, that meant get your hiney up and it's time to do your chores. And so for me, that's all the music I knew, because on Saturday morning, it was Motown music. It was old school music. And we were cleaning to it. We were washing walls, baseboards, cleaning house. And so I became to where that was all I knew. And so as people started adventuring out their music, I'm like, nope, I'm just going to play my mom's 45s or play her big albums or turn the radio on to, one of the stations that played the same music that I like. And so for me, that was it. So one of my favorite Motown songs is Let It Whip. And so it's, let's whip it, baby. Let's whip it, let's whip it, baby. Whip it all night. Go Ben, go Erica, go Ben. So does anybody know who sang Let It Whip? And it is a Motown classic.
Let's whip it all night. Yeah, does anybody know who sang that? I don't actually know. I don't think I can put my finger on it. Does anybody know who sang that tune? Veronica checking in. Love that, Erica. I too love Motown, and Veronica's coming to us from the UK also, I think.
Awesome, Veronica.
Hit that heart button right now. Does anyone know who sang that song? Somebody. They just said sing it again, girl.
I cannot sing, Kathy. You know that. That was just my best version of it. All right,
Brian Brooks.
Brian, yes. High five and Brian. High five.
Daz Band.
Daz Band, yes. What about My Girl?
My Girl. Who sang My Girl?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I know this one.
Let me see.
Was it The Temptations?
Yes.
All right. Now, see, The Temptations were probably my favorite Motown. Yeah, I would say probably my favorite. Were the Spinners Motown?
Yeah, the Spinners were considered Motown.
I like the Spinners a lot too. Yeah,
there is plenty. I mean, there's so many fun songs that you could just literally. And those who know me, I do Blue Monday almost every Monday unless I'm traveling. I even have it at my house where I've hired a DJ to come in and specifically play Blue Monday music at what we call EB Lounge. And boy, oh boy, might have to go live one day and invite everybody to Blue Monday to listen in.
I think we should.
Smokey, yes, Steffi, like Smokey Robinson, that's a good one. Yeah, who are some of your other favorite ones? Jimi Hendrix, cannot forget about him. Yes, Jamie, yep.
Look at this. Judy's saying, come to Detroit. Aren't they building the new Motown? Because it used to be in the house, right? It used to be I don't know, it was Barry Gordy's house or whoever like the studio was originally, and it was like on a block, and it was just like in the middle of a block,
a neighborhood-ish. Yes.
And now I think they're building out a proper,
making it more official
museum. Yeah, exactly. Richard loves Motown too. Over here was mod music, youth cult, soul revival in '85 brought it back. Hey, Alvin Cash and the Registers. First look at the purse.
Okay, Richard.
Diana Ross and the Supremes.
Yes.
Carrie's vouching for the videos in the EB Lounge.
Yes. Carrie has been a part. Yes, she has seen the videos at EB Lounge.
This is great. All right, what else we got, Erica?
Let's do rap. And I'm gonna.
Now we're in my wheelhouse, Erica.
All right. So tell me who sang this one. California Love.
California Love.
Now
this was during the Super Bowl, which gives you a little bit of a hint. They played this during the Super Bowl, but you have to get all three artists. Wait. No, two artists. Both artists that rhymed on this track. Is that correct? Two artists were on this track?
There was another artist, but there's a main one, and there was a tribute done to him during the Super Bowl. So that might actually help.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let's see here. People are guessing Snoop dooba doop. But then we've got some other enlightened folks. Tupac.
Baby. Tupac.
There we go.
All right, Tupac's winning.
There we go. Tupac and Dre. Yeah, Tupac and Dre. That's the two I'm thinking of.
That is correct. You know your rap music. I guess my second
Roger
favorite.
Troutman and Tupac.
Oh gosh, Brian. Yes.
Oh man.
I love it. So my other one that I was going to choose, I love some Biggie Smalls music. Always have.
Bigger baby.
Always will. Wait, do that again.
Bigger baby.
Oh, I think you got that down pat.
Well, we've been doing that since 7th grade, Erica. Back when Big dropped in '93, we've been doing that.
Oh,
Yeah,
you were
see,
born there?
Biggie is a New York rapper. Biggie's from Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy. Yeah. So don't get me started. You're really about to get me started, Erica,
I
right
want
now.
to. I want to. What's
You
your favorite
really
rap song?
well. I mean, Biggie. In seventh grade, I put my Biggie "Ready to Die" album in a time capsule, and I counted every day until eighth grade when I could open that that time capsule and get my CD out because it was so hard to get my hands on that CD in the first place. I don't know what I was thinking. Actually, putting so much truly love in that shoebox. I mean, big is
My
amazing
favorite
for
one,
me. For me, my favorite artist is Jay Z. My favorite rapper is
Jay
Jay Z.
Z. All right, what song? Or do you
I
have a
mean,
favorite song,
I
or
mean,
all of them?
Jay Z's got more number one albums than I'm gonna say anybody. He's got 13 or 14 number one solo studio albums, and I think. I mean, check that. Fact check that. I think he's got more than the Beatles. Fact check it. People don't understand Jay Z's contribution to, and I mean the music is. I mean, the music's amazing. The music's what hooked me. But
What's this mean? I learned
the
this with
Rock, you got to throw up the. Are you throwing up the Rock right now?
Jehovah
The Rock
Hove.
is in. The Rock is
Oh,
in
is
the
it that
building.
way?
The Rock is in the building. Yeah.
Okay, so I went to a Jay Z concert with a
Which
couple of
one?
coworkers. It was here in
When
Columbus, Ohio, and they were like, "Do you want to go to the concert with us?" I'm
was it?
like,
The 444 concert, the most recent one,
So no, this was probably
the Magna Carta concert.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
And so I was
Okay.
like,
I went to
what
that.
is he seeing? Oh my God. They're like, we're taking your card. You're not cool. Your cool points are gone. I'm like, well, that's okay. So one of the guys gave me his CDs to listen to. And so I'm like, yeah, it's all right. So we go to the concert. Everybody's standing up. They're jamming, they're rocking, they're dancing. I'm like, well, I'm hungry. So I went to the concession stand and I am smashing like a corn dog, some potato chips, and French fries while everybody's up. So they look down and they go, "Are you really sitting down on Jay-Z?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm hungry." They're like, "No." So one of my friends knocked the hot dog off my hand and was like, "You are not going to disrespect Jay-Z in this concert by eating a hot dog and eating and sitting down during this
You're
concert."
lucky you just got your hot dog slapped.
Right.
Because you know what, if I was there, it would have been a problem. I mean, you're disrespecting. I mean, that's the greatest rapper alive, right there, in my
I'm
opinion.
learning. I'm
I
learning.
mean, it's funny. I was just having this conversation a couple nights ago with my cousin, and his favorite song is "Already Home," and it's not a. It would be something I would consider on the B sides, the Jay Z B sides. Which, by the way, if you want to really like flip it and get off like the Hard Knock Life and the Empire State of Mind and the all that kind of stuff that you hear on the radio and stuff, looking up the Jay Z B sides, what she did at. I think he did it at Radio City, I want to say, and he just did his B sides, his not radio stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know off of the Blueprint album back in 2001. I mean, that album came out on September 11th, 2001, and still sold 1 million copies in its first week. It's just the stuff. I mean, he's been doing it since Reasonable Doubt in 1996, I want to say. So to be able to produce music and be relevant, culturally relevant in the rap game,
That long.
for 20 something years, I mean, that's incredible in and of itself. And then to become a billionaire,
Yes.
because of the way he's been able to diversify his interests and teach people the game of entrepreneurship and owning his own masters and owning his own publishing and bootstrapping Rockefeller Records with
Right.
Dame Dash back in '96 off of just his own cash investments, and to start that out and then be able to own 100% of that, to own Ace of Spades, which he bought from Armand de Brignac, cognac and stuff, and be able to take this champagne that was just kind of a middle of the road champagne and be able to
Hot
brand it. And
champagne.
now all of a sudden it's like $400 a bottle. He brought the Nets to Brooklyn.
Yes.
When Prokhorov, the billionaire Russian guy, wanted to bring it, and he signed Jay-Z, gave Jay-Z a piece of the team just to be able to have his credibility and bring it to Brooklyn. He owned a piece of the Barclays Center. In fact, he had to sell his piece of
Yes.
the team to keep his piece of the Barclays Center. So, I mean, he's had clothing, he's had all these different things. Rock Nation. I mean, in fact, he actually produced his company, Rock Nation, actually produced the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yes. I heard
Um,
that and I was pretty impressed.
yeah. So what he's been able to do and leverage his celebrity, he says in one of his songs, "I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman." And so
Right.
to be able to take his influence and then leverage his reach, relevancy, and influence and culture.
And have it
Anyway,
all around.
and then
Yeah.
to own it all. Whereas before, people were taking black spokespeople like OJ for Hertz rental car, but like
Right.
OJ didn't get a piece of Hertz. You
Right.
know, he just got a check, and
He
that
was
was it,
somebody,
right?
yes, that
And
people
now,
recognize a household name.
yeah, and now we look at the deals that entertainers and athletes are able to cut, where they're actually able to get a percentage of the company that they're endorsing. I mean, you look, Tom Brady. Tom Brady owns a piece of Under Armour because
Yes.
was a spokesperson for them early on. So it's just, it changed the whole dynamic, and I think that that truly is going to be the legacy of Jay Z, in my opinion.
No, no, most definitely. Let's get the audience back in. So, audience,
Sorry,
what
yeah.
are who are some of your yeah, Ben's smartish, sorta. Yes, Veronica, he is smart. He's got knowledge. ABBA, does anybody like ABBA? So let's stay on rap. If you are a rap person or enjoy rap, pop in the comment section some of your favorite artists or some of your favorite songs, and we're gonna move on to one of my favorite R&B singers who also participated in the halftime show, Mary J. I mean,
Mary J.
now
No
Mary
more
J.
drama.
Yeah, Mary
Let's
J.
get
cannot
it
dance. Let's be
percolating.
clear. She definitely did not gain her dancing from our community because she has no rhythm. Now she can do those legs and the little break your leg dance or whatever it is when you look like she's getting ready to fall. You want to
Just
help pick her
the
up.
stanky leg, like the one leg kind of like, yeah, she,
Or
little,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's kind of how I dance, honestly, at this point in my life.
no, I've danced with you. You got rhythm. You grew up in
Yeah.
that one place with those one friends.
This is great. This is great. Yeah,
So yeah, I'm a
so
Mary.
Mary J got her recorded her demo in my hometown of White Plains, New York, actually in the basement, and that's how she got discovered by Puff, actually. And so when she did "What's the 411," which was her
Yes.
first single, that was
Yes.
"What's the 411," with Grand Poobah actually
Yes.
on it. Yes, that was
Man, that's a name from the past. I
Grand
think I saw
Poobah. Yeah.
somebody said Tupac Dear Mama for one of their rap. Yep, Tupac Dear Mama. There's another one. Yep.
Snoop, love you some
Snoop.
Mary J.
Yes.
Liz, I'll be here all day. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Liz, you're a DJ. You probably know every song.
Souls of Mischief, Common, and Wu-Tang.
Oh,
That's
Steph
all
brought
over.
out Wu-Tang. Yes. Somebody recently was talking about the Fugees and how it would be cool to have them come back. Like the Fugees, yes, no matter what. You can rock it out to some Fugees.
The Fugees. Fuji La actually was one of my jams off the Fugees, the Score album. That album was so sick.
Yes.
That whole album, you could let that ride. You know what? Let's talk about movies real quick.
Okay.
Because and there, you know, and people are probably gonna say, Ben, how come you gotta like classify white music and black music and white movies and black movies? It just is. It just
is what it is.
You know, white folks, you know, when you're watching a black movie, you just know it. Okay.
Yeah.
And vice versa. The alternate side of that is the rest of the movies are white movies. Okay. So just so you know, that's how black people feel all the other time when they go to the movie theater. But so black movies are different. So Erica, what's your top 5 favorite black movies?
All right, in no particular order, except for my first one is really number one. It is a particular order. My first one is The Color Purple. That was the first time I went to the movies with a boy without adult supervision. So it may have been a combination of that and it being a good movie.
Not necessarily a romantic film, though.
No, it was real. It was about real life and what blacks were experiencing in the real world, and how you can come out in the end and it be on a positive note. It's real. If you have not seen The Color Purple, take the time to watch it. It is a longer movie, but I'll tell you what, you won't be disappointed. And you'll dance a little bit. You may even cry a little bit. You may even sing.
Didn't Oprah produce this film?
Oprah did, yes. And she was part of the movie, as well as Whoopi Goldberg. Were pretty important people in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder. I mean, and that's also the reason. I mean, kind of talking about Jay-Z and everything. It's like the reason why it's important to have black entrepreneurs, because they can support projects like this that may or may not have gotten done otherwise. I mean, and now we look back on The Color Purple. Danny Glover, I think, was in that film.
Danny Glover, yep.
I mean, phenomenal movie, and yeah, a national treasure. All right, next.
My next one is The Wiz.
Do y'all know The Wiz? Okay. Because in New York, we knew the Wiz. We also had the Wiz, which is an electronics store, which actually lifted their soundtrack jingle from this movie. Do y'all know the Wiz? Because a lot of white folks out there had only one Wizard of Oz.
Exact. I was getting ready to say that. See, we are brother and sister from another Mr. or mother, because I have friends who are like, no, it's not the Wiz, it's the Wizard of Oz. And I'm like, there's actually another version that you probably should watch, because it's pretty cool too. And it's a musical, considered,
Tell people who was in it.
Oh my gosh. Lena Horne, Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God, the Wiz. Yes, Jody.
Wasn't Diana Ross in it too?
Diana Ross? Yes. Yes.
Because they had a relationship, but anyway.
Or something.
Yeah. Stephanie saying, Ben, you in-house DJ for your show. 1,000%, Stephanie. 1,000%.
Yes, yes. Love the Wiz. Yes, Kathy.
Yes, Diana Ross for sure. All right, next.
My next one is Hidden Figures. And if you have not seen this, it's obviously a more recent movie, and it's all around the Black females helping and being basically computers to be able to launch John Glenn in and out. And boy, the math that they had to do to make sure the precision of making sure like this all has to connect this way, so that it doesn't blow up. I don't want to give too much away, but Hidden Figures, a must see movie that truly, to me, tells about another part of the Black contribution to society.
I feel like this is a white movie about Black people.
So yes and no. So you feel that way.
That's a hot take. That's a hot take, and feel free to disagree with me and tell me I'm wrong.
No, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong, because we're friends. We're people. And so I'm going to say, in a sense, yes. But from my standpoint and my skin color, who I am, for me, it was a contribution. So this is a good thing to get into, because you saw it as one way. I see it as a Black movie from my perspective of, they showcase something that we did great and where we contributed to the community. Yeah.
1,000%. And it was amazing from that perspective. Jody saying Hidden Figures was amazing. Made my kids watch that.
Oh, awesome, Jody.
1,000%. All right. Next.
Soul food. So, growing up, everybody had that one house, or their grandma or big mama's house that they went to.
Big mama's house.
And it's back when families got together on every Sunday, hung out. Everybody cooked and just fellowshipped around the table. So, Soul Food is also one of my favorite movies, just because it reminds me of just family and love and good eating. Some good old fried chicken, some mac and cheese, some green beans, all of part of the movie name, and good eatings as well.
Soul Food. You just make me hungry now, Erica. Hey, put in the comments your favorite soul food right now. Throw it in the comments. What is that thing that you have a craving for, or as my grandmother would say, a hankering for?
Yes.
Let me know what you got a hankering for out there. What kind of soul food? Erica, Stacy, do I got a top 5 also?
You should. If you don't,
I got a top 5 also. You know what? Ben's top 5 favorite Black movies. Okay, let's do this. Let's have. You know what? And there's so many that didn't make the list, and there's so many comedies that didn't make the list. But I thought that honestly, adding too many comedies to this list would be a little reductive. So that's like a whole nother category, I feel like. But here's my top 5 favorite Black movies. Number 5.
Yeah.
Coming to America.
1 or 2?
1. 2. I mean, 2 was great that they did it. It's like when you see people you knew in high school. Yeah. And you're like, I'm glad I saw you, but I definitely liked you way more then.
You sound like you talking about a person.
Yeah, it's just an analogy. I never went to my high school reunion, but it'd be like, that's how I feel like I'd feel actually. And this is actually my number 1, I think, actually. So I'm gonna go in reverse. So this is my number 1. So then let's just keep going here. Uptown Saturday Night. Do you know about this movie?
I do.
Nobody knows about this movie. This movie's from the 70s. This movie's from before my time. I watched this one time on Stars, like it was like 10 a.m. in the morning. I watched this movie. This is with Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier. and it was kind of from a blaxploitation era of films, if you don't know what that is. Um, and it was about these two guys that were like trying to like hustle this gambling ring, and like, and they just had like a little bit of time, and it was like trying to, it's kind of like Ocean's 11 meets, you know, blaxploitation meets Fat Albert.
Yes.
You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Oh my God, that was a perfect description.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and this was fun. The characters were great. What else we got? Two can play that game. This is like Vivica Fox, like at her, like in her prime. This is with
her prime what?
Just her prime time. Like when she was
okay.
When Vivica was, there was a time and place where Vivica was the most beautiful woman in Hollywood. Right. You know? Okay, you got Idris, I got Vivica. Okay, that's how this is gonna work. All right. So Vivica Fox, but it also has Morris Chestnut when he was at his prime. Right? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Somebody catch Eric, he's about to fall out. And it's got a still fat Anthony Anderson. And let's be honest, right? People are more funny when they're chubby. Okay. So it's got Anthony Anderson back in the day, I think, in this as well. And it's just good. And Morris Chestnut and Vivica Fox, they break up, and then they want to get back together, but then they start playing games with each other. And I feel like this is like, this could have a renaissance, because today I feel like there's a lot of game playing in the dating game.
Yeah.
You know, with all the Tinder and everything. And I feel like this is like the game that you have to go to. This is the Bible for game. All right, next. Higher Learning. Now, this was a black movie about white folks.
It's almost opposite of what we talked about earlier.
Yeah, because I felt like from a truly black perspective. And I don't know who directed it. It could have been directed by a white director, but this had, I mean, the cast in this, Busta Rhymes was in this. I think Ice Cube was in this, I want to say. I could be wrong.
They had a bunch. I can't remember everybody, but there was
Michael Rappaport was in this, playing Remy, who was like this guy he went to college, and a white guy, and then he got like he became like a white extremist, you know, and then, you know, and it was just about the because usually college is a place where different groups of people that didn't grow up together could come together and experience one another over a beer or something like that, and discover like, wow, I love all these people. Like, we just kind of all come together. I mean, that was my college experience, but this went the other way, and it was kind of interesting. Yeah, and it's talking about how people get radicalized, and so anyway, Higher Learning, great movie.
Another one, like, since we're talking about learning, Lean on Me was another good one.
I don't know that one. Lean on Me. What? I don't know. We have to have movie night.
Go ahead and watch that for me, and then call me.
Lean on Me. I'm looking at it. 1989 biographical drama film written by Michael Schiffer, starring Morgan Freeman. The story of Joe Lewis Clark, a real-life inner-city high school principal in Paterson, New Jersey. School's in danger of being placed in receivership. Oh goodness! No, I don't know this one.
All right. Has anybody put in the comment section? Anybody ever seen Lean on Me? Because I thought everybody, no matter what color your skin was, where you're from, I thought everybody saw Lean on Me. All right, Judy. Good one.
Look, and then Brian's throwing his School Days,
Spike Lee. That's
we could do a top 5 favorite Spike Lee movies.
Yes, definitely.
Because Do the Right Thing should be up there.
Do the Right Thing. Yes, it's so many. We might have to. You know what, Ben? We may have to put together a list of our 5 that we liked, and then just add some additional ones. Heck, it's Black History Month. Maybe we add some of our favorite movies and ask people to do the same thing. Oh, somebody said, Ben, you got to watch it. So, Ben, you have a job to do in the next 2 weeks.
I have a job. I have a job to do. Stacey, you got another one? Waiting to Exhale. So first of all, the soundtrack for this was amazing. Okay, it was epic. Okay. Second of all, Angela Bassett.
I love how you referenced something about the movie that has nothing really to do with why you like it, and then you go to the women. But go ahead and finish.
And then I go to why I like it, and then I go to why I like it. Right. I actually read this book. Actually, this book was this was Terry McMillan wrote this
Yes.
book,
Yep.
and I actually read it in college. And the movie was very very good. And
And
anyway,
Angela Bassett.
and Angela Bassett. Yeah, yeah. That was before she even lost her groove. Like before she had to go get it back with Tay Diggs. So anyway, yeah. So that was my top five. I mean, I
I
probably could have
love it.
included a few others, but
Yeah, I
that
think
was.
so too. I think I had Best Man. I had Girls Trip. For all my
Mm.
ladies listening, if you have not watched Girls Trip, watch it and then email me, text me, message me. Let me know which one of the four friends you were. Ben, did you get to see Girls Trip with Tiffany Haddish, Jada Pinkett?
I did not. I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna say some other stuff. I'm not a huge Tiffany Haddish person. I'm not a huge fan.
I'm not either, but it's about friends. So for me, it's about, in my opinion, which hey,
Yep.
whatever. It's just about friendships. And I know with me and my girlfriends, when it came out, we all decided to watch it as girlfriends. And literally we were like, that's Erica, that's Trina,
Hmm.
that's this person. Like we can relate to each character based
That's
on
Trina's sister who got us the hookup back in the
right,
day.
right. That's who got us everything that we weren't supposed to have.
Oh my gosh. This is too much fun. What did we miss? Did we miss anything out there? Is there something we should have included we didn't include? I want your thoughts out there. Let us know. Oh, Hustle and
Hustle
Flow,
and
Set
flow,
It Off,
yes.
and Last
Last house,
Holiday are great too.
Stephanie, where you grow up at, girl?
Oh, look at this. We got Poetic
Poetic
Justice.
Justice, Girls Trip, Boys in the Hood, yes, Kathy, all great ones.
See,
I
I
think,
didn't include Boys in the Hood or Menace to Society because I felt like it was too like too violent, too stereotypical. Like, I wasn't trying to
but it
go
was
that
true,
way.
and some of it was real.
Yeah, Poetic
I think
Justice
what
had
people should
Tupac
do
in it.
is when you get a chance, rewatch this. People have given you guys some awesome movies to watch, download, look at. I mean, man, I just noticed at least 15 or 20 good movies that you may or may not seen that. Hey, go back through the comment section and have a movie day with the family.
Maybe not with the family. With
Well,
some.
depending on the movie, Ben. Now, come on. If it has an E or P, what is it now? PG-13 or P-13 or whatever the new.
If Trina's big sister had to get it for you, you shouldn't watch it with your kids. Okay, let's just put it
Yes.
that way. All right. This has been a lot of fun, Erica. You want to leave people with a final thought before we sign off?
Yes. And I actually put on a shirt to do it. And it just basically to just celebrate, who I am, who we are, what we have contributed to the society. And it just says,
Hashtag I am enough. I love
I
it. I'm
am
happy you
enough.
wore a shirt today. I am enough. That's great.
Yes, I am enough. And I feel like, I do want to send a shout out to everybody who has joined. I feel like more than anything, these mobility people who I've met, I feel like are more than just friends. I consider some of them family. So I appreciate your support. I appreciate your support of Love and Relo. Ben, I mean, I could say so much about you. That could be a whole nother show. And the fact that I feel like I've always respected you as someone in an industry and that you've always given opportunities to all of us. And I just want to say thank you. You're the man.
Thank you, Erica. I appreciate that so much, and thank you for always being there and being such a great friend. And I can't wait till we get to see each other again and hang out. This was a lot of fun. Thanks everybody for being here with us. Thanks for playing the games with us. Thanks for participating in the trivia and throwing your movies and your songs out there,
Yes.
and us coming together and just being curious about one another and learning and celebrating all of our distinctiveness. I
Yes.
think that's really what gives it so much flavor. So this is fantastic.
Thanks, Veronica.
Yeah, this was great. I had a good time. Thanks, everybody. I will see y'all next week. Take care, y'all.
All right.